What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Franky N Davis Podcast. This is the podcast where, whenever we have guests come over, for some reason they're always so amazed by like our setup. And I know that we're kind of Mickey Mouse, but give us like a little bit of credit. They're always like, "Wow, you have real microphones," or like,
"Yeah, of course we do. What are we talking about? iPhones or what?"
Yeah, but anyway, and this is the podcast where we get together, we talk about whatever we want. My name is Davis. With me, as always, Franky.
What's up, everyone?
Franky, what's going on? What's new?
What's new? I hate shopping at Walmart.
Yes. Yes, finally. Welcome.
I give the benefit of the doubt that, Walmart has fucking everything you could pick, from beds to oil to food to whatever. But I hate going there just because I'll end up spending more than like $50 or $100 minimum, and I get so pissed off.
Wait, what?
So I mean, because recently, I just, as everyone kind of know, I just moved out, and I'm always going shopping for random stuff, and every time I always go to Walmart, I always end up spending, just like $50 or $100 just because you walk through one aisle and it's like, oh, I kind of want that. Oh, I kind of need that. And you're like, and then you like 30 minutes later, you're just like, fuck, dude, I need to go to the fucking cash register before I start picking up more stuff. That's why I hate Walmart.
Yeah, but these beefaronis are 10 for 10. I'd be losing money if I didn't buy it.
Exactly. You go through the whole entire thought process of like trying to save money, but you end up spending so much money. So fuck you, Walmart.
Okay, so a little bit different from what I was thinking, like, fuck you, Walmart, because I just don't like them as a corporation, how they swallow other small mom and pop shops up. But I guess another reason to not like them. That's fine.
Well, I can't really hate them if I was in their position and I'm running a multi-gazillion-dollar industry or company. I'm like, I wouldn't really care about the mom and pop or other stores because I'm focused on, my store, the Walmart.
Greedy bastard.
Yeah, no, there's two sides to it, I guess. There's putting a lot of people employed.
Yeah, at like minimum wage. You're making $1 zillion a year. It's like, here's $9 an hour, grandpa.
Hey, at least they got a job. But yeah, what about you, Davis? Anything new with you?
Nothing too new. Actually, as a repeat from like a week back, was I talked about my dad and getting a sprinkler system for our greenhouse in the backyard.
The weed system you got in the back?
Yeah, because he's making more money than I am right now. So, so my dad likes to garden. We got the sprinkler system inside this greenhouse, and we're setting it up. And there's this one piece that attaches to the sprinkler line, and at the ends there are these little like spigots that like spray mist, right?
Okay, yeah.
And one of them is not like the rest of them. So all the other like little spigots are really small. Yeah. There's one that's really big and long.
So is that one.
Right? And my dad's like, "What is this?" And he's like, we put it on.
Yeah.
And it started like shooting water out. Not like misting, but kind of like dripping out water.
It's like a little, like when you're kind of peeing and it just shoots out a bunch of water.
Yeah, just like that. It's about the same size as mine too. So, but he was like, "I don't know what this is. Is this wrong?" And he was starting to bring up all these questions. And I was like, "Well, where's the box? Like, let's look at the instructions."
Yeah.
So then we look at the instructions, and it says that it's a drain valve. I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." So then you don't have water always inside the system when you turn off the water. Then my dad goes, "We don't need that." I was like, wait. Yeah, we do, because if not, then, you're going to have water left in there. And after, who knows, months or years, then it's going to get clogged. There's going to be calcium buildup and whatnot. Yeah. It's like, you need to, it's part of the design.
Yeah.
Dad's like, "Nah, but it doesn't mist." I'm like, "It's not supposed to. That's not the purpose of it." It's like, let me do this. He's all, let me clog it up with some of that, threading tape, for like when working with like piping and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, "Why are you doing that?" And he goes, "Because I don't want it to leak." I was like, it's supposed to leak." So we had this long like argument about it, and he's like, No, it's fine. I'll plug it, and then when I'm done watering, I'll unscrew the whole thing to let it drip out. I was like, okay, it's yours. That's fine. So go ahead and do what you want. I was like, I can't convince him that, you know, you need this.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's like when I talk to my grandma or my grandpa, try to tell them one thing, like this is the way it works and we should do it. They're like, no, I do it my way, the way I want to do it. I say, okay, grandma, you're right. You can do it. I learned not to argue with older people just because they're always right no matter what. It's less stress to even bother.
See, in my dad's case, he's always right, not just because, but he's usually actually always right because he's smarter than I am. So maybe he knows something that I don't. So I just, okay, I'll give it to you. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's kick off the segment. So recently I've been doing something that is actually not like common for me, which is I've been watching movies.
Why is it not common?
I don't know. I just usually don't watch a lot of movies or anything.
Oh man, I love watching movies. It's so entertaining.
You will be amazed by about how many movies I have not seen. So like, name some big movie or something.
Well, actually, when you say when you say movies, I'm thinking more of like TV in general. Like, do you watch TV in general?
Yeah, I mean, I watch certain shows.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, I guess I'm kind of in the same boat then, because I don't really watch too much movies. I just, whenever I download it, then I'll watch it, and I don't go out to theaters and watch it myself either. Mm-hmm. But I do watch a lot of, I guess, series and animes or whatever, you know, that interests me.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I for example, a movie that I just started watching was The Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
Because I've heard for a long time that it was good, and I was thinking, okay, you know, I got nothing to do. Why don't I watch The Hunger Games? Why don't I watch all 3 Hunger Games actually in one sitting? That's exactly what I did, and I thought it was good actually. I wasn't expecting much from it, even though a lot of people were saying, oh, it's really good and stuff. Yeah. And I thought it was good too, actually, for what it was. So.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I didn't get to watch the whole 3 series because the cheap ass that I am, I don't go to theaters, or sometimes I don't have time to watch full movies. So I think I only watched the first one.
Okay.
So, but other than that, yeah, I don't think I watched the second one or the third one. Honestly, I didn't know they came out a third one.
Yeah, because I think it's a trilogy, but on this third one, they're splitting it up into 2 parts. So it's the Mockingjay.
Okay.
Is the last movie, and then there's a part 1, and then I think part 2 is coming out later this year.
Oh, so they're just trying to milk it and get more money out of us?
Well, I mean, I haven't read the books or anything, but I think the books were done that way too, where they're like different series and they're broken up. So, but I think one of my friends has read the book, and they said that they did a decent job of keeping the spirit of the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they kept within the book. That's good.
Yeah, and then like I think both you and I agree, we like looking at Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, I totally agree. She is pretty sexy in my eyes. I would totally let her date me, but
that's nice of you.
Yeah, but you know, I'm a pretty nice guy, but in general, she probably would never date me.
See, it's weird, right? Because everyone says that she's very sexy and whatnot, but I actually found her more attractive as her regular Jennifer Lawrence self in that movie. Because you know how she gets dressed up for like the presentation?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was looking at her and I was like, oh, she is sexy, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was kind of like, but when she was out, you know, in the wild and hunting and she had no makeup or whatever, and she had maybe it was the bow and arrow that did it for me. But yeah, when I saw her there, I thought she was like really pretty.
Yeah. She has a really wholesome kind of housewife kind of looking, you know, type of woman. And she's not like, oh, super beyond sexy where you drool over, but she's one of those like, oh man, she's cute, you know, like I would totally date her, but not like super beyond sexy where she's walking around the runway shaking her butt and stuff, you know. She's nothing like that. But yeah, overall I think I give her about a good 7 to 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd love to hold her hand. I would hold the crap out of her hand.
I hold her feet.
Oh.
Both her feet.
That's what you're into. So. But yeah, so besides the Hunger Games, I love watching documentaries. I know you do too, actually.
Yeah, I love documentaries. I love watching a bunch of For me, I love watching actually drug lords. I don't know why. It's just cool how the underworld people are just making so much money out of illegal stuff.
Do you imagine yourself as the drug lord when watching the movies?
I do sometimes. I do. It's like, man, I wish I was in his position. Like, yeah, you go do this. You go sell some coke. You go sell some of the ecstasy.
And then he was brutally murdered by the other gang.
Then you hear that song in the back. Dun, dun, dun.
You're like, oh man, I don't want to be him anymore. This isn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love watching documentaries, especially like ones about the earth, about animals, nature, all sorts of good stuff. But recently I watched a documentary called Alive Inside.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think I told you about it a little while ago, and you watched it too, right?
Yep. I put it on, I think the same day you told me about it, and it's a pretty interesting story of how the whole documentary is about. Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was just basically spread the message, because I thought it was probably one of the best documentaries I've seen in a really long time, actually. So going into it, it's essentially a documentary that follows this man named Dan Cohen. And he is the founder of a nonprofit organization called Music and Memory. And you guys can check it out. It's www.musicand, like spelled out A-N-D, memory.org. Dan, he was a volunteer at a nursing home, and he discovered something that basically changed his life. And it was giving elderly people with dementia music that they loved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what the film was about was basically covering how music affects the people, us, everybody. And what I wanted to do is kind of share, personal experiences, talk about the documentary, and just, kind of go over all that.
Yeah, definitely. Because music, in my opinion, music is pretty much a universal language for everyone. You could play the same type of beat, the same type of music, even if it's in a different language. I would just personally for me, I'll just dance to it or enjoy it. I mean, I remember this song a long time ago. I think it was in Korean. I forgot what it was.
Was it H-O-T?
H-O-T? Actually, I think I remember that.
Hell yeah, dude.
But no, this is a different. It was a lovey-dovey song, but it was back in the days. It's not even trance. It was just some other music, and I would actually sing along with this song. It was in Korean, and I had no clue what the hell they were saying.
But you knew the lyrics.
Yeah. I actually, because I played it so many times that the lyrics played in my head, and the video was based off of what is it? Some girl loses her eyes, and then I guess the boyfriend was there, and then there was some kind of eye transplant, and the boyfriend actually gave the eye transplant to her to see.
Typical Korean dramas.
It was actually a pretty good song. Even though it was different language, I had no clue what the hell they were saying, but I actually love that song because the beat and the way they sang it, it just all tuned together. That's what's so cool about music, Yeah,
absolutely. And something that I was kind of thinking about that was interesting is that if you think about it, like a beat, right?
Yeah.
It's actually ingrained of us. Like, our hearts beat, right? So you think there's a certain rhythm and everything to it?
I never thought about it that way. That's pretty interesting. I mean, I guess it's kind of like that because your heart's always beating. It gives you that vibe because, beats are basically sounds or waves or shock waves. Same thing with your heart. It's giving that beat.
Yeah.
And
so
maybe it is
in
kind
you.
of, yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just something interesting that I just kind of randomly thought of, but...
Yeah, I mean, I never thought about it that way, but now since you brought it up, I'm going to be thinking about it every time now.
My heart
is beating with you. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, so, but going back to Alive Inside, the documentary basically starts off with this elderly man named Henry.
Yeah.
And he was actually a very religious man. He loved gospel music.
Okay.
Henry has dementia. And he needs basically complete assistance with his daily living.
Okay.
And he would generally always have like his head downwards, and he wouldn't be very responsive to any like communication or anything. So what Dan Cohen did was he had an iPod Mini with some of like the music that Henry had during his younger years.
Yeah.
And he put headphones over his ears and the response from Henry was just like completely amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I remember the YouTube video when it popped up. It was crazy the way he was just enjoying it, and his eyes kind of popped out, and he just really, really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I wanted to do right now actually is just bring up that clip on YouTube for our viewers. So if anybody out there is watching the YouTube video, you guys can see this. And if you're not watching the YouTube video and you want to take a look at it later on, what you could do is in YouTube search for Henry Alive Inside, and there's a clip that's like 5 minutes and 47 seconds. So that'll be the clip that I'm going to be playing. So I got the clip here, so we're going to go ahead and just play this so you guys can check it out. This is from Alive Inside. So you can see Henry, he's almost not there.
Hi, Papa.
Yeah.
Hi, Papa.
Huh?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Fine. Wait.
Who am I?
I don't know. Wait a minute. I don't know.
Okay,
So
it's
the
Cherry.
woman greeting him is actually his
How
daughter.
long has he been in the nursing home? Approximately 10 years. He was having seizures, and my mother couldn't handle him at home. Of
Wow,
course, it
10
affected me
years.
greatly
Yeah.
because he was
That's
always, fun-loving, singing. Every occasion he would come out with a song, no matter where he was. I remember as a child, he used to walk us down the street, me and my brother, and he would stop and do Singing in the Rain. He would have us jumping and swinging around poles. He was, he was good. He was always into music, always loved singing,
Seemed like a really
dancing.
active guy.
Yeah,
His name is Henry Dreyer,
Uh-huh.
that was Dan Cohen.
and I'm looking more or less for religious music for him
Okay.
because he enjoys music and he always quoting the Bible. So I'd rather have that for him.
We first see Henry inert, maybe depressed, unresponsive, and almost unalive.
Henry,
Yeah?
Henry,
Yes, sir.
I found your music. You want your music now?
Up to you,
Okay, let's try your music, okay? And then you tell me if it's too loud or not.
Then he is given an iPod containing, we know, his favorite music.
So for all you guys can't really see it, he's pretty like shaking his leg a little bit. He's moving, he's grabbing his arm and he's like weaving a little bit to the left,
And
to the
immediately
right.
he lights up. His
Yeah.
face assumes expression. His eyes open wide. He starts to sing, and to rock, and to move his arms, and he's being animated by the music.
And he used to always sit on the unit with his head like this. He didn't really talk to much people. And then when I introduced the music to him, this is his reaction ever since.
I love it, the way he's just singing, just humming to the song. Like, woo.
The philosopher Kant once called music the quickening art.
It's like in
And
another
Henry is being
world.
quickened. He's being brought to life. Yeah.
I'm going to take the music for 1 second, okay? Just to ask you a few questions. Okay? I'm going to give it back to you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The effect of this doesn't stop, because when the headphones are taken off, Henry, normally mute and virtually unable to answer the simplest yes or no questions, is quite voluble.
Henry,
Yeah.
do you like the iPod? Do you like the music you're hearing?
Yes.
Tell me about your music.
Well, I don't have one, I mean.
Do you like music?
Yeah, I'm crazy about music. You play beautiful music, beautiful sound.
Did Did you play music when you were? Did you like music when you were young?
Yes, I went to big dances and things.
What was your favorite music when you were young?
Well, I guess, Cab Calloway was my #1 band guy. I liked it.
Yeah, what was your favorite Cab Calloway song?
Oh, I'll be home there for Christmas. Oh, you can
I
come
like how he wasn't responsive at all, and now he's like,
me.
he's so
Singing,
responsive.
he's
Yeah.
talking-
Plenty of snow.
crazy.
Mistletoe, present wrapped around your tree. Ow.
And he's a good
So
singer.
in some sense,
not
Henry
bad.
is restored to himself. He has remembered who he is, and he's reacquired his identity for a while through the power of music.
What does music do to you?
Give me the feeling of love. No man. Figure right now the world need to come into music, singing. You got beautiful music here. Beautiful, oh, lovely. And I feel the band of love, the dream. Lord came to me, made me holy. I'm a holy man. So he gave me this sound. I'll just say, I meet you. Let me see. Rosalie, won't you love me? Rosalie, won't you be sweet and kind?
With this beautiful new technology, you can have all the music which is significant for you in something as big as a matchbox or whatever. And I think this may be very, very important in helping to animate, organize, and bring a sense of identity back to people who are out of it. Otherwise, music will bring them back into it, into their own personhood, their own memories, their own autobiographies.
That's crazy.
Live
amazing.
inside. Yeah, it's crazy because I totally agree with it, because any random music that comes out that I know, like, I haven't heard for a while and just randomly just pops out, it triggers like a crazy memory for me. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like the song comes out, then I visualize like I'm there at that particular moment. So I totally agree how Henry is expressing the music when he first listened to it again, and it's like, oh, did he start singing to it, and it brought back all these memories. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. For me, I guess the first time I saw that, I just remember like my mouth was completely open, and I just like I had no words. Yeah, I had no words. And I think like, okay, so for me, right, I love magic.
Yeah.
I like illusions. I like card tricks. I like sleight of hand.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, if someone says like pick a card, right, and they tell me to look at the card, remember it, and then has me put it back into the deck, shuffle the deck, and then they're able to pull out that card, right?
Yeah.
So I think, wow, that's great. But the thing is, I know that there's like a particular method, and there's a technique that's behind, being able to relocate that card.
Yeah.
But what amazes me more is like basically understanding how it works, right?
Yeah.
So it's what's the technique, what's the method behind it. But again, when I saw the expression on his face, how like alive, how animated he became, it was honestly like, for a lack of a better word, it's like watching magic happen in front of me. And I didn't know what to like. I had no words. It was crazy.
Yeah. I definitely understand that, because when I first time I saw it too, I was like, man, this guy is so cheery, so fun. He just like, his eyes just popped open. I mean, for the viewers out there that can't watch the video, I would highly recommend look up the website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or look up the YouTube that Davis gave earlier, and it just that pure moment of joy and happiness, seeing your eyes light up that someone else is truly happy. You know. So coming from a person that, that's not even responsive, that doesn't even know what the hell is going on, and instantly, just 2 seconds into the song, he just starts dancing and understanding what's happening around him. Yeah, it's a magical thing that just happened.
Yeah, and it's completely contagious, because all these emotions were coming out of him.
Yeah.
It was infusing me with like all these emotions. Like I was surprised, I was happy, I was mystified even,
Yeah.
And oddly enough, like it makes you feel like more human, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it was because, seeing Henry himself become alive and human again, it made me feel the same way.
Yeah.
And that was like that was magic.
Oh, Davis has a heart. I like that.
Yeah, believe it or not. Believe it or not. So, but going back to the whole magic thing, like, so with magic, right? like I'm always interested in how and why is it possible.
Yeah.
And for this information, or for this documentary, it was the same thing. Like I wanted to see, like, how is this possible? Like, you know, why is this happening?
Yeah.
So I wanted to dig a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So the first thing I started with was that I wanted to find out a little bit more about what dementia is.
Okay.
Because I honestly, you know, before doing the research and whatnot, I knew a little bit about dementia, but I didn't know too much. So I want to ask you, do you know what dementia is?
To be honest, when I was watching the video, I had no clue what dementia is, but I can only kind of guess based on the video I watched is, you know, if you kind of like you're not there. I mean, you're physically there, but mentally you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I could kind of get out of it from watching the video.
Sure. And, you know, honestly, it is kind of like that, right? So dementia, it's actually a general term for basically the decline in memory, which can affect like the person's ability to perform daily tasks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
it's like Alzheimer's.
Yep.
Or,
Alzheimer's
or
disease.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Yeah. Alzheimer's disease is the most common.
Okay.
And vascular dementia is the second most common, and that occurs after like a stroke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of other forms of dementia, and actually like those that can be treated actually, which is thyroid problems and vitamin deficiencies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And then some of the other things, like besides like memory loss, other symptoms of dementia are like loss of communication, loss the ability to not be able to focus, difficulty with reasoning and judgment. So
wow, that's a big that's pretty bad. I mean,
Yeah.
you lose all that functionality to actually, you know, to do daily tasks in life. That's, I mean, that's a scary thing to have dementia.
Yeah,
so.
it's unfortunate. Like you look at Henry in his case, right? He's been there for 10 years because, you know, he has all those symptoms too.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but you know, his daughter isn't able to basically 24/7 take care of him in that sense.
Well, I mean, because what do you call it? I spoke to my brother a while back, and he kind of bring up like some kind of memory thing and all that, and it's kind of interesting to me where you could, I mean, he told me that you could only kind of learn up to like 150 names, and then after that you kind of remember the one you kind of want that's important, but after that it's hard to remember people's name in a sense. That's why when you meet new people, it's hard to actually remember the name the first time. And it happens to me a lot because I meet a lot of people in and out, you know, especially back in days when I used to go party a lot and meet new people, and they would say, "Hello, I'm Jennifer. Hello, I'm Christine." And then seriously, in 2 seconds later, I would forget their name. I would totally forget the name, take a drink. I say, "Hey, you, what's up? How you doing? You want a drink?"
Have we met before?
And yeah, it's kind of crazy how you kind of, you know, you lose that memory loss, and it's pretty bad. Especially you get to, I mean, well, I guess my memory is not as bad as dementia, but still in a sense where like you forget the name instantly though.
Yeah, I think it depends. Because what if it was a very, very, very attractive girl and you told you her name? Would you instantly forget it?
Yeah, I actually would forget it. I would. That's a bad part. And what I kind of learned from watching like I think this thing called Brain Games. I'm pretty sure some people out there watched it on TV, and they did. Oh, this is an easy way to kind of remember people. When first time you meet them, you'll say, "Hey, that's Jennifer with the blue hat. Oh, that's Christine with the red shoes." So it kind of triggers a memory. So when you turn away and look back at them, you're like, "Oh shit, the blue hat, Jennifer," and then Christine, the red shoes.
So you associate something else with their name that is identifiable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of try to do that, but at the same time, I forget to do that sometimes. So
hey, that's Davis with the wrinkly shirt.
Hey, Wrinkly, how you doing today?
Hey, pretty good. How do you know my nickname? But another thing that I wanted to like research was basically what causes dementia, right?
Okay.
So it turns out that it's basically damage to brain cells. And when brain cells are basically damaged, they can't communicate with one another.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, I mean, is it because of maybe, for example, if you take too much drugs or too much alcohol, it kind of kills all your brain cells? Or is it more of like a physical damage where you kind of have like hit your head on the ground and.
I guess in any form that your cells can be damaged.
Oh, okay.
But you know, your brain having like different sections, they're responsible for different functions.
Yeah.
And then when those areas are affected, basically those functions are compromised then.
Oh, okay.
So the example is Alzheimer's disease. The brain region called the hippocampus is responsible for learning and memory. And this area is generally the first to be damaged.
Okay.
And so if anyone out there is listening and they have family, friends, loved ones that are showing signs of dementia, please take them as soon as possible to a doctor to see if they have dementia. Because if so, it's possible that it can be treatable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So just depending on the type that they might have, you know.
You should drive me to the doctor right now, Davis. After the podcast, drive me to the hospital.
Looks like he has a case of the lazies. Whatever, doctor. Just tell me it later. Can you send me an email? Check. But one of the interesting things that I thought, like the documentary stated, was that the part of the brain that is responsible for remembering music is not affected much by like Alzheimer's disease or any other forms of dementia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they also stated that music can activate more parts of the brains than any other stimulant.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I mean, that's a big stimulant. Just listen to music can activate all that.
Yeah, so like more parts of your brains can be activated by music than any other stimulant. So that would be like drugs, sex, food. Like
I don't know.
More than any of those things.
I have to try this out. After the podcast, I'm gonna go eat, and then go have sex, and then.
No, you have to do it at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And engage whether or not it's the same as music.
So I have to throw my headphones on while I'm eating, having sex.
No, then you get the whole thing. Then you that's how you get brain damage. But some of the parts that are affected by music, I wanted to go over and talk about how they are affected.
Okay.
So one of the first parts is the auditory cortex. So that's part of the temporal lobe at each side of the brain, and that's located slightly above your ears.
Oh, okay.
And your brain cells in this area, they respond to sound frequencies, and the auditory cortex analyzes features of music, and it's such as like speed, pitch, volume, melody, and rhythm.
Oh, wow. Yep. That does a lot of work then.
Yep. The next part is the cerebellum, and the cerebellum is the largest part of your brain, actually, and it's located at the top and the front of the head.
Okay.
Within the cerebellum, you have the inferior frontal gyrus.
Okay.
And the dorsolateral frontal cortex and the motor cortex. These are all affected by music.
Oh, wow.
So the first one is the inferior frontal gyrus. That helps with recalling memories and remembering music lyrics and sounds when they are heard or sung. The dorsolateral frontal cortex helps to keep music in your working memory. Okay. And it brings up images that are associated with sounds and also visualize music when playing it. So if you're playing an instrument or something. And then the motor cortex, it basically helps you with control of your body movements when playing a musical instrument.
Oh, so it's like kind of going with the beat, but you're kind of moving your body with it in a sense.
Yeah, so you know, if you're playing a certain rhythm or something, and you have to press keys at the right time, or pull your bow on a violin, or strum guitar strings, like it all helps with that.
I think my motor brain part is pretty bad. I tried playing. I mean, I remember trying to playing. Was it guitar a little bit? I couldn't do it. Tried playing piano a little bit. I couldn't do it.
Well, that's everybody, right? For the first time, it's your brain is a muscle. So the more you practice something and you do it, then you know it becomes stronger, and you hone those parts of your brain. And it, you know, becomes easier and easier as you do it more. You know?
Well, I did play for a little bit, but I got to the point where like I'm never gonna be good at it. Screw it. Throw this away. I just leave it in my room, pretend when a girl come over, it's like, yeah, I do play. Yeah. You want to play for me right now? No, not right now. I'm a little bit tired, girl.
Going back to that doctor, looks like Frankie has a case of the lazies. Going on to the next part is the cerebellum. The cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain. That's located in the back of the head, below. In the back and below, I believe.
Okay.
So the cerebellum helps with reflex reactions, balance, rhythm, and coordinating skeletal muscle movements.
Okay.
It also works with other parts of the brain to affect rhythmic movements in the body when responding to moving to music. So I think for like dancing and whatnot.
Okay. I think that part's active for me then, because I definitely do
we
like
can all fist bump like
just fist bumping the whole time for the next 3-4 hours. That's all the podcast gonna be about. Fist pump, fist pump. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, definitely I do love to dance. I mean, some rhythm just comes on. My body just automatically just start moving. Even though I don't look good dancing, my body just wants to bust out that rhythm, you know, because I enjoy it. So
yeah, it doesn't matter if you look good or bad or whatever, as long as you're having fun and doing it.
Exactly.
And the last part is the limbic system. The limbic system is the part of the brain that reacts emotionally to music. So when you're happy, sad, excited, relaxed, or even get, the chills when you listen to music.
Yes. I know you're talking about.
So the limbic system is stimulated not only by music, but it's actually the same part of your brain that's stimulated, like I said earlier, by eating, taking drugs, or even having sex, actually. And the limbic system is typically linked with negative emotions, such as like fear, too.
Oh, really?
And the weird thing is that music actually inhibits that emotion, helps to inhibit it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I mean, I think that part sounds the most fun for me, I guess, because like I said, I love food, I love sex, I love drugs, and I love music.
I love you, limbic system.
You are awesome.
So I was going to ask you, actually, so out of all of those, which is your favorite?
I mean, okay, it's kind of, I do like the dancing too, but
so your cerebellum.
But I do like the limbic just because it kind of it gives you that really good feeling of enjoyment, and you could release all the emotions out on a good feeling level. But I guess it kind of counteract, because you said it kind of released fear too, right?
Well, no. It inhibits fear when listening to music. Yeah.
Oh, when listening to music. Okay. Okay. I will pick the last one then, the limbic one. I mean, because who wouldn't enjoy just food, sex, music, drugs, or whatever it is that you like to do, and that releases all that good feeling. So I would totally pick that one.
I agree. I like the limbic system too, mostly for the feels. Right?
Yeah.
So when listening to a song, it's how does it make me feel? Like what type of reaction do I get out of it? I too enjoy it, like jumping around, dancing, and whatnot. But I think it's the emotion that I get out of a song is what is really important to me.
Yeah, the emotion explains almost everything throughout. The reason why you love the music, because the emotion, and there's either you listen to a lovey-dovey song, you get that like that lovey feeling, or you listen to that hyper dancing song, you get that like really exciting dancing, it's like, yeah, what's up, fist pump again. So
listen to like some classic gangster rap, and you feel like a badass, but you're not, but you feel like it, so it's cool.
That reminds me, it has nothing to do with this, but after you said that gangster song, it kind of reminded me of those little clips that's been going around where someone's kind of for example, if there's this little kid and he's a fat kid, and then he's being picked on, and then somehow he ends up beating up that other bully, and then it shows like a little glasses come out and it says Thug Life, and then start playing some rap music.
Oh yeah, I've seen those memes. Yeah,
those things are so funny, dude. I don't know, I just triggered some kind of stupid thing in my head right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because you throw on some like Pac or Biggie, and then while you're driving, those glasses come down from the sky, and then Thug Life appears next to you.
And whoever invented that thing, it's genius right now. Thug Life, what's up, yo?
Yeah, but for me, it's just crazy to see how music stimulates so many parts of your brain. I never knew until I did some research and whatnot. And maybe that's the reason why, you know, I'm sure that everybody loves music in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't think I can recall some person out there that doesn't like music, like, period. Like, can you think of anyone that, hey, do you like, you know, I know a lot of people that, oh, I don't like electronic music. It's just dum, 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 dum.
Yeah.
Fine, you know, but I love rock music, yeah? Or I love this type of music. There's someone out there, is there anyone out there that doesn't like music? Like, no, I hate all rhythm and music.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back. I mean, even back at my old job, my old boss was like Middle Eastern, and he like, you know, his type of music.
Sure.
I'm looking back towards even my grandma and grandpa. They will listen to like Cambodian music. Even though I hate Cambodian music, I have no clue what the hell they're saying. It's just a bunch of gibberish to me. Even though I understand the language, but when they sing it, it's completely different language. But, you know, I hate it, but they love it. I mean, you know, my uncles, my brother, they listen to music. My friends, everyone listens to music.
Yeah.
And I can't recall anyone, as of right now, I can't recall anyone that hates music. If you do, then
you're a douche.
I want you on my podcast. If you don't like music, I want you on my podcast. I want to know why.
As long as you don't play any music, then I'll come on. I don't know why the guy has to sound like that, but I'm sure he does out there.
While playing the intro music, he goes all crazy. Why are you playing music?
This is terrible. Like, I know it is, but please.
It's just our intro, please. It's only take 30 seconds.
Just calm down. Just calm down. But, you know, so with both of us, music is, I say, like a big part of my life, actually. I love music.
Yeah, definitely. I love music, too. I mean, like I said, I think probably in our old podcast, I kind of referred back to the very first song I could kind of remember is that song, I Swear. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky. You know, that song. And it brings me back to when I was 6 years old and I was kind of living, across the street from you off of Fincher Street. Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're just down the street from each other.
Yeah, then we had this old stereo boombox kind of, and I just play music on it, and that's like the first song that triggered into my memory that I could ever recall, actually. Yeah. And it's crazy, and music's been a big part of my life, where it comes down to, you know, R&B, or back in the, you know, R&B rap, then progress into lovey-dovey songs and Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Then you get more into, you know, those are the 90s, and you get more in 2000 and start falling in love with the EDM music. And it's a big, every single song that I could kind of think of right now is actually triggering a memory for me right now. Yeah, it's nuts. And it's like, oh man, because, you know, Backstreet Boys kind of remind me of you know, my uncle Ro and my brother and stuff, and NSYNC. You know, because you guys would all dress up and then dance in front of a camera and sing the songs. And then we try to do rhythm and stuff with each other. And then, you know, more the EDM. Well, you got me into EDM, and it triggers you know, our first music festival together. At EDC, and it's crazy. So it does trigger like a crazy memory for me. I like there's just so many memories, even like non-significant ones. Like I was telling Frankie earlier that there's this song, this like house song that I really like, and for some reason I don't know why it's tied to a memory of me just driving home from work. I don't know why, and I love the song, but every time I hear it, I was thinking of just driving home from work and just being happy that I was listening to the song that I really enjoyed. Nothing special, but for some reason, I just absolutely remember that. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, you kind of think about that. It's like, hey, this song, now I'm driving in a car, and you just play it in your head, and it's like you could visualize yourself driving in a car, listening to it. Yeah, I specifically remember going down Bake Road and then getting on the on-ramp for the 405/5 North, the sun kind of coming down, and then like pulling my visor down to block the sun from my eyes, and then hearing this music, and I don't know why, it's just there. It sounds like an awesome music video now. We should go make one. No, it's actually a really boring one because it's just me driving, but Well, you seen those music videos where the guy just driving his car and just bobbing his head? It's like, yeah, then throw on sunglasses on.
And then Thug Life appears next to him. Oh, man.
Then somehow EDM turned into some rap music. What up, yo?
So, you know, we both love EDM and stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to find out what are some of the, you know, some of your songs that you've heard maybe at festivals, live events that you have really strong memories tied to.
Oh, man. I remember, like I said, our first one that you ever took me to was, you know, like I said, EDC. I went to that music festival with you, and there was no strong tide of music because I was barely getting into the music.
Okay, you're still, yeah.
So I didn't understand the music as, you know.
Well, it doesn't have to be the first one, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of like a memorable one. But I mean, when I started progressing, going to more of the music festivals, there's the one song that I got really into and started following DJ was Swedish House Mafia.
Oh, okay.
The one.
And oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one, I blew my mind. And I knew that song prehand. And then when I heard it at the music festival, it blew my mind. I was just like, whoa, like like the expression when you said there's some magic when you saw Henry just saying,
yep.
You know, that's how I felt during that moment where I couldn't say anything. I was like, holy crap, this is like 10 times better when you know the music and you enjoy the DJs that you follow. And that was one of my big memories at a music festival, the first time actually following, you know, a big DJ. So, and there was the other time, what do you call it? I think it was the second EDC in LA, I think, or my second EDC in LA, the last one at LA, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And they were playing Kid Cudi in the stadium. They were going,
Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah. And then go, crush a bit, little bit. And you just see everyone, like literally everyone stand up. And you see a big old wave in the middle and everyone in the stadium just like, yeah, just singing to it. Everyone singing the same lyrics. Everyone just a burst of energy. And you just, I don't know how to describe it unless you're there.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. It's so amazing. And I keep telling everyone that I run into and they say that they've never gone to a music festival. I would tell them, just go there one time and you'll love it. Just go there once in your life and you'll be happy. I would totally recommend it.
See, it's weird, right? Because that music, it connected everyone there.
Yeah, it pretty much did. It connected everyone. Everyone's on the same level, the same wavelength, and they're just singing the same song, and they're just like, they understand exactly how you feel. And
maybe you and some stranger that day have the exact same memory.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, yeah, we probably still have that same memory thinking about, you know, that past moment. And this is probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember how long. And for me to remember that, it's pretty good.
Because you forget people's names within 2 seconds.
Exactly. But yeah, those are pretty memorable stuff. I mean, even I remember, you know, like I said, even when I got into Calvin Harris before he got super huge. I mean, there was one time I went with my brother and me and him got into it. And me and him just went to see Calvin Harris when everyone else went to go do their own thing. And it was awesome, you know, that triggered a memory. And this is one time what Laid Back Luke, I was with you and I think Mike, and they were playing songs. I was like, yeah. And then when I was like, sit down, then they play another song. I was, yeah, jump back up. Then they play another song. Then the song I haven't heard for like 4 or 5 years from, I guess, from, you know, EDC back in the days. And I always wanted to hear it live.
Yeah, Till Tonight.
Yeah, then, and it says, and then when I was about to sit down again, this is open up your arms. I was like, whoa! I would never forget. I got so amazed. That brought me back so much memory. I was like, holy shit, dude. I love that song. And I got so excited. Like, seriously, I think I jizzed in my pants. Like, no joke. I was like, oh.
Yeah, actually, I have a memory tied to that too, because I really like that song as well. I was not expecting you to know that song because it's not one of his really popular songs. Yeah. And when it played, I was about to go crazy, and then you went crazy, and then I went crazy that you went crazy. I was like, you know this song? And you're like, yeah. Like, yes.
Like, yeah, open up your arms. Oh, yeah, it was a really good moment. Like this crazy memories just from music, you know, like how everything just get unlocked. I mean,
Well,
given that it was, because that song, like I said, it was like 4 or 5 years afterwards, and then it just triggered a memory like, oh shit, I was playing this in my car while I was driving up to EDC. It was like, whoa, it just that moment clicked, you know?
Well, remember, music can affect more parts of your brains than any other stimulant.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's tied so deeply into our memories.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess one of my personal experiences that I remember with like a live music event was actually my first rock concert.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, my buddy Mike took me down to go see Coheed and Cambria. It's a rock band that he introduced me to, and I just ended up loving. These guys are awesome. First rock concert, and I remember right before they were about to come on, everyone started cramming up into the front of the stage.
Yeah.
And we're on top of each other. Literally, I am almost like laying on top of the person in front of me, and the person behind me is laying on me as well too. It's crazy cramped. And the dude to my right, I think Mike was just behind me, and he goes, "Hey, tie your shoes, right?" And I go, "Wait, what?" And like, "They're tied." He goes, No. Like, undo them, then tie them really tight, right? I was like, "Why?" And the dude to the right, perfect stranger, he's like, "Yeah, you better do that, right?"
Okay.
All right. And I'm trying really hard to like scoot downwards because I'm like cramped up. I get down, I tie my shoes super tight. I go, "What is this for?" And they go, "So you don't lose your shoes, right?" It's like, why would I lose my shoes? So they're like, "Oh, you'll see, right?" So the lights dim down, and I could see the silhouettes because it's dark of the guys coming out, getting on stage. People are screaming and everything, and then they start up and they start playing like kind of soft music, and everyone's just watching, and the lights start kind of like moving slightly and turning on, and then all of a sudden they just go boom, and they just hit it right. The lights turn on, and I get picked up off of my feet, like I'm not touching the ground.
Really?
Because I'm so packed. And all of a sudden, I get lifted up. I'm like, whoa. And then the whole crowd shifts all the way to the left. I'm talking about like maybe 4 or 5 feet.
Holy crap.
You go, boom, right? And then, boom, back the other way, 4 or 5 feet. And the whole time, I'm tippy-toeing on the ground, just barely. And I'm trying to keep my balance.
Yeah.
But I'm stuck in this massive crowd. And they're basically carrying me. And it was the most amazing thing ever. It was so nuts, just the energy, like when the the music hit, and just me like flying basically. It was amazing, and the whole concert was just awesome, and I'll never forget it.
Dude, I wouldn't have. Dude, that's a crazy ass memory. I wouldn't forget that either. I mean, just hearing that story, I probably will remember your memory now.
Yeah, it was intense, and I freaking loved it.
Yeah, that kind of triggered a memory. For me, when I grew up, I always listened to Metallica and Linkin Park.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I kind of got into when middle school and high school. And for me, Linkin Park was really a big I guess band for me back then. And I would always listen to music. I was always into it, and I loved it. And I remember probably 10 years later, they finally did some kind of concert down here in LA. And I was like my first time ever going to see them. So I went to go see them with one other friend. She went with me, and my brother and his girlfriend during that time. And what we kind of, I guess it was kind of weird because like, okay, you buy tickets and then you're stuck in the back stadium if you buy the cheaper ones. Then there's a front stadium you have to pay higher for tickets, Yeah. So we're all sitting at the front of not the front, but like where the bleachers are at. But there's another group that you have to kind of show your wristband to get in, right? So what my brother did was, this is my oldest brother. So what he kind of did was he looked at the security and looking at the people running down the thing and showing their wristband. And he kind of noticed it was a white wristband, right? Okay. So in the booklet, it was white. So what he kind of did was he folded up the booklet and he wrapped it around his wrist. And then what he did was he timed it right. So he ran with a group down the stairs. And then him and his girlfriend just like showed the wristband just really quick.
Just like a white color.
Yeah, white color. Then he just ran and ran, once they let him go, he ran straight into the crowd and they
Nice.
couldn't find him. And I was so amazed. And my friend, she was like, what the fuck? Did that just really happen? Did he just went through? I'm like, Then it triggered like something in my head. I was like, okay, bloop, like a light bulb came up. All right, I'm going to do this shit too. So what I kind of did, I did the exact same thing, but I had like a long sleeve with me. So I kind of covered it and just showed it a little bit. And then when we finally got through, the security was kind of like iffy about it, but we went through already, and they were trying to flag us down. But we just bounced and just ran straight into the crowd so they couldn't find us.
Nice.
And then we ended up right in front of where Linkin Park was playing at. And it was a cool memory. And then, they played all the top songs that I wanted to hear and some of their new songs.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That actually reminded me of, I think it was the Nocturnal, when we ran into Cosmic Gate.
Oh, yeah.
Because they
inside
closed,
the room?
Yeah, inside one of the bunkers, Cosmic Gate was playing, and we're like, we got to see Cosmic Gate, because right after was Infected Mushrooms. And we're like, all right, we'll just back to back it. And when we got up we're walking up towards the entrance, a lot of people were actually turning around and like, oh no, we gotta go back and stuff. Like, what's going on? There's security, and they're like, oh no more people, it's maximum capacity.
Yeah.
And then I forgot who it was, but I only remember Mike just grabbing me by the arm and then pulling me through. And I was like, whoa, what the heck? And then he just ran in, like, right past the security.
Yeah.
And he's pulling me, and the security guard grabbed onto my, like, arm, or, like, I had a jacket on, grabbed onto my jacket, and Mike kept pulling me. And then finally, like, the security let go of my jacket, and we just, like, and we ran in.
I remember I was trying to follow you guys, but I couldn't. But then I guess they kind of, I'm not sure 100%, but I think they kind of switched security, and it turned out to be this smaller lady there. But this one really big muscular guy, right? I think he's like around 6'2", 6'3", right? And pretty well built guy. And the girl was like small, and she's like, what, like 5'3" or whatever. And the guy was like, let me through. And the girl's like, no, I can't do it. And he just walked through. So for me, I was like, oh, this is my moment. I followed the big guy. Like,
he's jump on his back.
Yeah, I'm all hanging on to him. Yeah, keep going, man.
Did someone touch me? Yeah, whatever. I'm going to see Cosmic Gate.
Yeah, then I met up with you guys, and it was a good moment. That was a funny moment.
Another one. Just so many cool moments tied to like music and just.
Yeah, music is, like I said, music is a really big part of my life. Either I'm, just driving home, listening to music, or staying at home and don't want to watch TV and just listen to music. It relieves a lot of stress in a way, like you could be mad and just throw some music on. It's like, okay, this is my relaxing moment, and just enjoy the moment in time. So, and especially when I get really excited for music when I'm at the gym. I put some really, really good high beat songs, and it just gets me in the moment. Like, yeah, let's lift some weight and start running. And it encouraged me a lot. I mean, for me to run a 5-minute on a treadmill, it's pretty bad. When I throw music on, I could run for like 10, 20 minutes. Yeah. So, so yeah, music makes a big impact in my life, and I'm pretty sure it does for everyone else out there, Yeah.
So going over our personal experiences tied to like, our memories and music, could you imagine like becoming elderly, losing your memories to dementia over years and years, and then all of a sudden you hear, the Laid Back Luke song, and then having those memories return back to you, like your expression would be exactly like Henry's, right?
Yeah, exactly, dude. I would definitely, throw all my strength and just trying to getting up. Open up your arms. Yeah. Your eyes all wide open and stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what I really like about the documentary is that, like Henry's case, is just case after case after case of these people where it's something so simple. They just get some music that they love, and then their expression, and it just seems like their quality of life is instantly improved. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And one of the like particular cases that in the documentary that I saw that was like pretty, I thought really amazing too, was that there was a elderly woman that was basically bedridden. Like she was just stuck in bed. She couldn't move or anything. they gave her music, and it was music that her family recommended that they said they knew she liked. And she started to move. Like, she started to move her feet, her head. I don't know if you remember seeing that.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. And it was a really exciting moment just to see someone just like the title said, come alive, you know, like that person I can't say that word.
Literally.
Yeah. That word. Yeah, she just came alive. And it's so exciting just to see, you know, you're like 80, 90 years old and your family members there and you can't even talk to them. Then finally that person start moving, reacting, and it's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it's awesome. The documentary, they also cover something that is they consider tragically wrong with America's outlook on how care is provided to the elderly in these nursing homes. And that is that, you know, today you could write a prescription for like $1,000 a month antidepressant medication, no issues, like easy peasy. Like, you could just write up the prescription, get it out, done. But when you want to give someone a $50 iPod or music player, no, that can't be done. That there's too much stuff involved. It would take too much time. There would be too much effort. It's not considered like medicine.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up the way we run things, because I used to, like I said, back in the past, I used to work for a prosthetic and orthotic place, and I went to this convalescence, and I see people in a depressing state. They're just sitting there on a chair or laying in bed, and it's kind of sad seeing them in that position. I mean, because I could only imagine myself kind of when I'm older. I'm hoping that my kids or my family member would never throw me in there, just give me some kind of medicine to just die.
Whoa!
Because I mean, it's a depressing spot. I wouldn't want to live that old and go through that, for me personally, you know. And it sucks. And if they have some kind of thing just to play music, just to make them feel alive inside again, just to understand what life is about, you know, they should do it. Why not? I mean, I don't see what's holding it back, even though it's not a medical thing. We've seen proofs from the documentary where those people are getting exciting again. They're actually being human. They're actually being alive. So they should give out those, you know.
I agree with them. It's tragic, right? Because it is America, and, you know, America's about making money. And there's people with hands in other people's pockets to ensure that these pharmaceuticals get through. And, you know, no one's going to make money off of some giving people music, you know, even though it's something that clearly is working incredibly for these people, you know?
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, money revolves around everything, you know? That's what sucks.
Yeah, if only Walmart would be able to donate some iPad or iPods out, see?
If I don't have to spend so much money at Walmart, god damn it. Bastards.
Now, one of the other like patients in the film that I thought it was a really good case too was a gentleman named Gil. And he was a person that seemed to have like these anger and frustration issues. And he actually said it himself in the documentary that these angers, they like manifest from different places, but he doesn't know how to express it.
Oh, okay.
And what I thought was really interesting about Gil's case is that distress and anger can be looked as like forms of communication. And if you give, let's say, Gil a highly sedating medication, you're essentially taking away the only way that he knows how to communicate that he has a problem.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is pretty true, because you're taking any communication away from him, because if he doesn't have the ability to express that he's angry or he's mad or he wants to say something about maybe the food as eating, then if you take that ability away, it sucks, because now it's kind of holding that anger and frustration in for the next time, and that could ultimately lead to some kind of big explosion, maybe murder or killing or, you know, hanging yourself or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, this person is angry all the time. Well, let's give him something to suppress the anger, right? But when you do that, let's say, okay, he's angry all the time. We give him this medicine. It's going to make him suppress his anger. But at that point, then he's being withdrawn. he's not able to communicate then, because that was the only way he knew how to communicate.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess with Gil in particular, he also mentioned that what he was really upset about was his loss in freedom. You know, when he's at the nursing home, he's basically being told when he has to eat, when he has to take his medication, when he has to go to bed, etc. But they gave him some music to listen to, and instantly you could see he up until that point, he didn't crack a smile. This dude was like pissed off all the time, right?
Yeah.
As soon as he put the music on, he started listening. He started to smile. He started to sing along with the music, and it was basically he was able to create this own like personal space of his where he could be free.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I totally understand that. I mean, like I stated before, it's like when you're angry, frustrated, sad, or whatever, and you just throw on the headphones and just lay there on the couch and just ignore everything for the next 30 minutes to an hour, just listen to the music you want to listen to. You close your eyes, you feel like you're either in heaven, or you're out there racing a car, or you're out there in a music festival, and it's just a good stress reliever for you to find yourself, in a sense, you know? So it's really good for him. I could totally understand how music, it makes a big impact in his life.
Yeah.
So, and it shows from the previous case, you know, Henry and all those other people, that people enjoy music. It brings them to their own little reality where they could kind of escape from.
Yeah. It's so cool. I can absolutely relate with the documentary. I think that's probably why I liked it so much too. It's just, you just see so much stuff that you're like, I totally understand this, and it's absolutely freaking amazing. Yeah,
definitely. It is amazing. It's touching. It's really awesome.
And you know, the documentary is just packed with, like I said, like cases and cases that show these people getting something so simple, a little MP3 player, and just the reaction, and the way they react to it. It's like no medication has ever previously provided that to them.
And like I said before, I mean, if people actually want to watch the actual documentary, what I did was, I'm pretty sure everyone has Netflix out there now. Just type Alive Inside in search bar, and you'll definitely find it easily, and you'll definitely watch it. I mean, I would recommend to anyone. It's a really good documentary.
And so Dan Cohen, he's worked really hard to provide music to, you know, these elderly people. And he what happened was that, you know, he's trying to go out to more of these homes and provide music to more people. But, you know, obviously it's kind of difficult, right? Because you're one dude and you're trying to go out there and like, okay, could you help donate for music for old people? And a lot of people, they're like, no, why would I do that? You know, it doesn't sound right. And what the filmmaker did was he created a small clip prior to the release of the film, and he showed that to the internet. And what happened was the video went viral, and I think it was actually the clip that we played. The one earlier with Henry. Because he's kind of like the face of the movie. Like,
basically, because like when you watch the whole documentary, I think that's probably one of the best touching moment where the guy just like, he just comes super alive. Like I said, his eyes open wide open, and he's just like, whoa, it just lights up, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and you know, so when it went viral, like people, God bless the Reddit army, because I think Reddit jumped in and they basically started helping out. Like a lot of young people started, you know, reaching out to him, and all sorts of people. People were saying, you know, my parent, my parent has dementia. I gave him some music, and I saw the same results, and it was just completely amazing. And like now his organization, Music and Memory, they're actively in 650 nursing homes.
Oh wow,
and
that's a lot.
And it's still going up. I mean, it's a great step, but in comparison to actually how many nursing homes there are out there, it's still very small. But it's an awesome feat to be able to accomplish even that, and they're continuing to go on. So to any listeners out there, you know, if you're interested in donating or helping, again, like www.musicandmemory.org, you know, just check them out. So if you feel like it,
that's a big step. Like even with our podcast, when you know we get that one extra person that follows us, like, I get so excited. Like, that's an extra stranger that I don't know, and he followed us on Facebook. Awesome, you know, I get so excited. It's a big step for us, but you know, it's not really that big to you guys from the looks of it. But from us, we really appreciate, you know, all the audience that actually listen to us and follow us. So that's cool.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm gonna do is just kind of go over like my final thoughts and everything on it. And I think one of the things that they drove home on the documentary was that America's outlook on becoming elderly is wrong. So, you know, that's basically when you grow old, you think, oh, I'm going to end up in a retirement home, right?
Yeah.
But that's wrong, because there is life after, you know, growing into being old and becoming elderly.
Yeah.
You can do it, you know? And for me personally, it's, you know, coming from like an Asian background, right? When we were young, what were you always taught? It was to respect your elders.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But why? Why do you have to respect your elders? And it's because they have experience, they have knowledge, and, you know, they've been through the life that you're currently living already.
Yep.
And you know, they've gained all those experiences, knowledge, and they've earned the respect to basically become an elder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You know, and everyone wants to be able to provide something. And if you think about it, elders are capable of providing more experience and knowledge than basically anyone else, right?
Yeah,
because they're older. And it's something that I think that, you know, you should take care of, cherish, and nurture.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. Like you said, in the Asian culture, when I was kind of raised when I was younger, it's like I didn't really have the knowledge base of, you know, education or the experience of the elder people, you know, etc. And, you know, as I grow up, I kind of understand why my parents said certain things, why my grandparents are directing me in a certain way to do certain things. It's because they lived through it. They have the experience, and they want to guide you into a better stepping stone for your future. So when, you know, I have kids, or when I get into a serious relationship or whatever it is, I could provide that stepping stone for my kids. It's like a generation after generation. And, you know, as you get older and older, it is kind of scary where you could end up into a nursing home. And for me personally, I don't want to end up in a nursing home. And I hope that, you know, everyone kind of changed their ways from figuring out a way how to provide something good for the elderly, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I personally would rather just die, to be honest with you. I don't want to be in a nursing home. Why would I want to be stuck in there? I mean,
you know, I'm sure every person that's in the nursing home, you know, they don't want to be there, right?
Yeah.
But like in Henry's case, it was he needed the attention.
Yeah.
He couldn't function by himself, and I'm sure it's difficult for the family side too, because they probably don't want to see him in that situation, but they work, they have kids, they, you know, and it would require them to quit their job, not take care of their kids, whatever, to just, you know, focus 100% of their time with Henry. So yeah, I see, you know, I kind of see like both sides to it, and it's difficult, but, you know, it's like you said, it's, you know, even something so simple as like providing the music, it's like we should, you know?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I said, personally, for me, I think if I live up to, okay, be realistic, maybe 70, I'll be happy. To be honest with you, I would really be happy knowing that if I ever do have kids, I can see them having kids, and then just seeing my grandchildren and stuff. I'll be happy enough to know that, you know, they're on a better future or whatever it is, that stepping stone that I gave them. But if they end up being a bum and stuff, then, you know, I'll be sad, you know. But we have to be optimistic about it, you know. But yeah, definitely, you know, anyone out there, if you do have, you know, a grandpa or great grandpa out there, go see them if they're at a nursing home. You know, give them a little kiss or a hug, just to show.
Give them some music that they like.
Yeah, give them some music, some awesome. Even though it's like, if you don't know the music, go ask your mom and say, what type of music does grandpa like? Maybe make a little what do you call it? iPod. Or not iPod. iPod. Yeah. I was thinking the tripod for some reason. I was like, why am I giving him a tripod for?
I used to love making films. Yes. Still got it.
But yeah, make a little iPod music. Throw some music on there. And I'm pretty sure from watching the documentary, your grandparents would be so happy just listen to their own music.
Absolutely, absolutely. And anyone out there, please watch the documentary. If you got some time, look it up. I highly suggest it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Frankie, you got anything else? Or you want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening. Much love, and stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more of our podcasts.
Yeah, and once again, thank you to all the listeners out there. On behalf of Frankie and myself, take care, and we'll see you guys next time.